In this topic, I could say that the two, language, a structured system of communication, and society, a group of individuals having persistent social interaction, are interrelated to each other. One cannot separate a language from the society and society from a language. This is because the society should have a language or mode of communication for the people who belongs in that society to have the so-called social interaction. Likewise, in our society today, we interact with other people, and as we interact, as we speak and communicate to them, we uses language so that we can understand each other. Being a society, I think it is not a society to be called if it does not have a common way of communication, and that is language. How can we have a social interaction if we don't have a language that we uses to interact, communicate, and connect with each other? I think I would be reflecting on the topic about dialect. Dialect is mutually intelligible forms of a language that differ in systematic ways. And as we talk about dialect, we had an activity or task answering the question, is Cebuano a dialect or a language? In our essay, we have different answers to that. Some of us says that it is a dialect, and some of us think that it is a language. Discussing about it, we learned that there are certain factors to be considered before taking into conclusion whether it is a dialect or a language. Factors such as linguistic factor and socio-political factor. Thus, basing on these two factors, it might be possible that Cebuano is a dialect. It is actually a bit hard to determine whether it might be a dialect or a language, but it is certain that one should put an effort into studying and collecting more informations to conclude it as dialect or a language. In this topic, I was worried because I do not fully understand the topic. However, due to my determination, little by little, I'm glad to know this topic as it is important for my future career as language and education teacher. Pidgin and Creole are the topics that I can think of when we talk about language in contact. These two are connected in a way that Creole follows after Pidgin. When we say Pidgin, it is a contract language that developed in a situation where speakers of different languages need a language to communicate, and examples of this pidgin are Hawaiian pidgin and Tok Pisin pidgin. Creole, on the other hand, follows a pidgin when there are linguistic expansion of the lexicon, grammar, and increase in context of use, and is adopted as the native language of a speech community. For example, the Chavacano Creole. We also had activities for this topic such as presenting the life cycle of a pidgin, the Hawaiian pidgin and Creole Tokpisin pidgin, and I chose the Hawaiian pidgin through a creative storytelling and answering questions about the development of Chavacano Creole through an essay writing. It was quite both fun and exhausting since I am new to this kind of topic, and it was not an easy thing to do and understand. But because this is what I want and this is a must, I try to know it since learning new things is what I like the most. Studying language has important implication in various educational areas and arenas. In this area, language in education, we discussed through group reporting and presentation the second language teaching methods, teaching reading, bilingual programs in American schools, bidialectalism, and Ebonics. Understanding these topics is really helpful, especially that I am a language teacher. It is necessary that we are equipped, I am equipped with these informations to help not just my students to grow and learn, but also to myself to be an effective and knowledgeable teacher. It helps me to understand what are the methods to be used in teaching language, how to be effective, how to effectively teach reading to children, know the use of bilingual education, and Ebonics. Hence, an understanding of the structure, acquisition, and use of language is essential to the teaching of foreign and second languages, likewise to reading instruction. It can also help promoting a complete understanding on language and its variation, as well as its use in our daily life basis.